Hi everybody, this week's video was kindly sponsored by Skillshare.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Stone House. I have a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Family things and some planned things that we've had for a long time. So I don't have a lot of time to work on the house this weekend. I went ahead and rented this. The Orbital floor sander. This is the second time that I've rented this machine, and I really hope that it works for what I'm doing here. As I've shown you, I think in the last video, every single piece of wood here has got a little barcode on it. What I'm hoping is that 100 grit sandpaper does the trick.
Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me
Moments of anger I never show. I hope you know, buried in silence till all explodes. I hope you know, fears are rising, climbing walls, broken spirits. I hope you know, raging anger, sense of blame. I hope you know, fears of feelings drive me away. Fingers crossing and out on my
It took me a little while to figure out that this sander just wasn't working very well. It was working, but it would have literally taken me 5 years. Before I explain any more, let's have a word from this week's sponsor. Lily and I decided to do this week's sponsorship from her playhouse. We'll call it her office. And as I said in the beginning of the video, this week's video was very kindly sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You can explore new skills, develop existing interests, and get lost in creativity. One thing that Lily and I got to do with this sponsorship was we got a free trial version of Skillshare, and that was really fun to be able to sign on and look at all of the courses and choose one to do, and we decided to do one together. The class that we chose was called iPhone Photography, How to Take Pro Photos with Your iPhone, and the instructor's name was Dale McManus. The course was about an hour long, and it went by very quickly. One thing I really liked about the course is that everything was perfectly time-stamped. So if it was talking about something concerning the iPhone and taking photos or video that I knew about, you could technically skip ahead, thus making the class obviously a lot quicker. We didn't skip though. We just took the whole course, and it was pretty interesting. What was the part that you really liked?
Well, when I was looking through photos, I saw that some things are blurred and the other things are not. Really, when you're taking a picture, the shutter is open longer so that makes it look blurred.
So for the last couple months, you've been doing, it's called 52 frames, where you do a weekly picture, and they always give you like a new thing to take a picture of. And she's been using my iPhone. So this course came in really handy, and you're going to be able to use these skills that you've learned for 52 frames now.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got home today, Lily tells me that she went and took a new class today, part of her homeschool lesson. And what was that called?
How to create a perspective drawing.
Okay, so it was an art class. Cool. And she made some art, so I'll have her share that. Yeah. So that was the main picture that they taught you how to draw.
And then the other ones, these are like shapes of 3D and not in 3D.
That's
I
cool.
just did it that way.
Yeah, one important thing to point out with Skillshare as you're listening to this spot, there are no ads on Skillshare because it is a monthly paid service. You're paying to not have ads.
Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this week's video.
Yeah, Skillshare, we really appreciate it. I think it's a perfect addition to their everyday homeschool life. And if anybody out there is interested in trying Skillshare, you can use the description link below and get a free trial for yourself. So go ahead and try it if you'd like to. But anyways, let's get back to this week's episode. I've been in this one spot for an hour. I'm gonna have to get the drum sander. Let's see how good this sander goes on the old wood over there. I might be able to just sand that today and then bring the sander back. I don't want to pay for the whole weekend if I'm not going to use it.
Now I know that I was wrong.
It wasn't a total bust. I was able to sand the old wood. You'll see that now.
20-some years ain't got much to show. Spend most of my matches back against the ropes. There's a crowd looking on. What do you wanna see? Been throwing fights my whole life for the right fee. I need the win one. Get me back on my feet. A strong footing to give my punches some heat. Instead of all this shadow boxing. Nothing comes easy.
I only went over this floor with 36 grit, but it's really smooth. And I might go over it with like 100 next or something, but I'm okay with it having this finish and not being maybe so smooth like 100 grit or 120 grit. 36 is obviously very coarse, but we want this to look old. It is old. We want it to look the way it is. But that being said, I am gonna bring that sander back right now and pay for it just for the one day. And I'm gonna get a drum sander for tomorrow.
Nothing comes easy, and if it does, it comes cheap. Like a bottom shelf bird, and all the lies that I tell through my teeth. There's a fire.
You don't have to be a genius to find out that didn't go very well. It's like the paper just basically ripped right out of it. So frustrating. I can see the way this tightens down, and yet for some reason,
It burned. You're the man that I was, just send the ashes to the urn. I need the win one. Get me back on my feet. A strong footing. Get my punches some heat.
Sanding a floor is not easy and it's not fast. It's, there's a reason why a lot of people don't probably do this themselves. It is a lot of work. It's gonna look really cool though. But that's it, I gotta get going. We'll see y'all tomorrow. It's Sunday. I don't know where I left off with the video. It looks really good. The drum sander, 100% is the way to go. You can definitely see where I've sanded to where I haven't sanded. Pretty significant difference, to be honest. You're gonna see here that I am sanding across the wood, like against the grain. I don't really know what it's called. I just saw some people doing it on YouTube, so I was like, hey, that's probably what you're supposed to do. And it worked. To be clear though, I really have no idea of what you're supposed to do, so don't do what I'm doing. Yeah, I make this stuff up as I go.
I always learn in the hardest of times to search for light. It's easy to turn to the darkness in my mind, but I'll be alright. Try and fly, but I only ever get so high. I will never give up my fight, even if it burns all night. I can feel the fire that lives inside my bones. There's a desire in my soul. We can live higher. Together we are strong. We are here to shine like a ray of starlight.
I think I'm gonna call it there for the day. It's probably 2 o'clock or so. Just kind of tired, This takes a lot out of you, and my whole body is sore. Just pulling that machine around it. It doesn't want to just glide across the floor. You gotta tell it where to go. The small living room here, I've done 2 passes in each direction. You might be able to see there's definite lines going this way, but now I'm gonna do probably 1 more pass just like this. And that will really help smooth it out, and it will probably finish it up. I'm very happy with this floor. It's exactly what I wanted, a nice light maple floor. But that is it. I'm gonna go. Alright, another fun day of sanding ahead of me. I'm hoping that it won't be the whole day. I'm thinking probably a couple hours. You want to come see what this is going to do, Mom? I'm not expecting huge changes here.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's gonna look that different, but
I don't think it's going to look different at all. I mean, well, you know, can't say at all, but I don't think it's going to change a heck of a lot.
Can I do a job?
No, not right now, but maybe.
I can give you a job to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's too bad on my heart. That paid no bad.
It's not paint. It's oil.
That's
like oil.
Bad.
Oil and wax.
That's no bad.
You think it smells bad?
I can't really smell it very well.
I can.
So this is the Poly X finish that we used upstairs. We really like it. It seems super durable. What it is just a hard wax oil finish. It's, I think, fairly non-toxic, and we don't want to use polyurethane on the floors because that kind of stuff just only lasts so long, and then you got to resand the floors. Wouldn't necessarily be too concerned about that, but what I like about this is the floor will get dinged, the floor will get scratched and used, and then all you do is you can spot sand and then just put down more oil. It's really easy just to keep oiling and waxing. And then the floors will it should age nice. Like any oil or wax, it's going to darken the floor a little bit, but maple does not darken a lot. This is one coat. It will get different with each coat, but it's pretty significant. I like it. And it's plenty of character. It shows all the character, which is nice. Like with these figured pieces, it's really pretty. I think we needed to do that. Was I out of frame? Yeah. I think we needed to do this just to know this is what we want to do. And now I can order what will be some pretty expensive. I'm going to probably have to get 3 cans of it. At, you know, $135 a can. I hope that I can get it right now. You know, a lot of things are hard to get. You can really see the difference right there. Looks cool. It's not shadowed either. That's not just because it's a closet. There's a light right at the top, so that's not shadowed. That just looks. Oh my gosh. Hello, good morning. I'm using my cell phone today because, well, this morning, I forgot the card. I also forgot that the place that rents the floor sanders isn't open on Sundays. So I couldn't get the floor sander. Not to worry, I have other things that I could definitely do and that need to be done. And so I'm going to do those instead. But what I want to do, and I just did, is I went to the store and I did invest in another sander. Some random Orbital sander. And yeah, I do have this one from Milwaukee. I've never really liked this sander, partly because this thing, you can see now it's even off. And the batteries just don't last that long. But I went to the store really just to buy sandpaper. Again, it's very expensive. We've talked about moon dust sandpaper, and this is the blue moon dust sandpaper made by Norton. That's $100 in sandpaper. This sander, this tool that does things and plugs in and, you know, this was $60. I don't know if the sandpaper should cost more than the tool itself. Whoa, and you get a bag? For $60 and you get the bag? I haven't really said what I'm doing other than I'm sanding. I think it's obvious that I'm sanding. Yeah, with the drum sander, you can only get like this far, this close to the wall. You know, you're talking 3 to 4 inches of pretty rough stuff. And I am going to get the Orbital sander next week, but that still doesn't get super close. All I got to do is go around with 80 grit and 120 grit and just sand right to the wall. The sandpaper's legit. Like, really, really good. This is not sped up at all. Watch how fast the sandpaper takes that off. Sarah luckily came in and helped me because I was really running out of gas towards the end of the day. And we did get it all done, which is great. And now we can get that Orbital sander and the floor will be sanded, and I ordered the oil, and man, this floor is going to be done soon.
My love is all there is. And don't say you're sorry about it all, and how you're so worried we'll let it fall. Don't let it break as they all did before. Baby, you'll come along, open the door.
I'm done, the battery's done, everything's done. The rough sanding with the drum sander's done. Next weekend, we'll be getting the Orbital sander. Sarah and I were just talking. Maybe we'll get 2 of those, because then her and I can maybe work together and just do the Orbital sanding for the whole floor. Again, I think we're gonna go to like 100 grit. Once that's done, then we can oil it. And maybe we can oil Sunday. That would be amazing. So yeah, we'll see. That's it. Bye.
Bye. Bye.